Well, hi guys, we're back again, and this week have we got something for you? We've got a very, very special guest, all the way from. Are you in Canada, aren't you, Claudio? Are you in Canada
I'm
or
sorry.
America?
We're in Florida right now, staying
Oh,
close
in
to
Florida.
the grandkids and daughter and son-in-law
Well,
during these
welcome,
times.
welcome to our podcast, Claudio. How are you, brother?
Living the dream. I could say what kind of dream, but we're living a dream, right? So, doing very well. Thanks. Glad to be
Great.
here. Thanks for the hangout.
You're more than welcome. I wish we could do it more often. Um, well, Claudio's going to do a presentation for us very soon, but I want to get into this as a follow on from last week's um, chat when we were talking about the number 13. And guys, thanks for the comments. Some of you guys have been really, really inspirational with some of the stuff that you've come at us with. But after we did the presentation, after we finished our podcast last week, Harry went and got a shower, apparently, and then sent me an email and he said, Nige, this came to me in the shower. And I'm just flicking through this because you all should have seen it. If not, it's on last week's presentation. But I think it was this one that gave Harry the epiphany, is the number 13 at the bottom, the Merovingian bloodline. And as I said to you before we started recording, when I was a kid growing up in the UK, I certainly remember my mum, who's a huge fan of the Queen, telling me that the Queen is of that bloodline. Well, the connection between that and this guy was the Merovingian in the Matrix movie, known also the Frenchman. Carried a lot of weight, a lot of power. And then what happened to you, Harry?
Well, I kept thinking of Merovingian. I even mentioned in that last podcast that the Merovingian is Mary Magdalene's line. Supposedly, the Jesus character leaves and goes to the French Riviera, is married, and that line begins. I mean, that's the story. But I said, well, let me use some of my God-given abilities to break down language. And I said, well, what is the mother? A mother is a matrix. That's where we all come from. We get the ma, that's the mother part. And if we take the word matrix and break apart the trix part, the tri is the 3. And we all have been talking about what X is, because we've been talking about the number 10, how it's really the reverse of the 0-1 system that we use in computer language, but it represents the 10. So I thought, okay, well, we've been talking about 13. There it is, the 3 and the 10 in the word trix. And we know that the word, the suffix trix is added to a lot of words to identify who's doing the work. And it's the feminine that's doing the work.
Dominatrix is one that springs to mind.
Yeah. Anything that you have a professional woman doing, you always add that suffix of trix at the end to identify it's a woman doing it. So I said, that's it. They are hiding the divine feminine, which is the 13 pathways that you were talking about. That's what we're hiding. And it stems back to what we were talking about last week as well, or a couple of weeks now, that the language is the defining point of confusion that they love to hit us with, because
the other interesting thing is here in China, mother is ma, right? Yeah. And horse is ma. Now this gets back to the connection that we've done previously.
Yeah, horse and horse. But we want to make that connection of why was the language attacked, and that's because these Babylonian people who have always been labeled as the bad humans, trying to climb that building that they're making to go and attack the benevolent God. Well, that story is reversed. It's these human beings that are trying to break the shackles of slavery and conquer this deity that's oppressing them. And that's why we get the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, which I tied together last time.
Yeah.
So let's move on from. We know that the Matrix now is trying. I mean, the goal is to hide the divine feminine. So go ahead and move on to what you were going to share.
Well, once I got that email from you about the divine feminine, then suddenly it hit me. We were talking about the 12 gateways to the human body. We've got 7 in the head, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, mouth, 5 in the body, 2 breasts, navel, and then front and back. And then it hit me that females have got 13. They have what I think doctors call the urethra, which is another opening. In other words, down there they have 2 openings. So that gives females 13 portals, gateways, whatever you want to call them, into the anatomy. And then I thought, wow, what they've done, they brought the 13 months down to 12 in order to lower the divine female. Everybody over the age of 30 should know the old saying, get back in the kitchen where you belong, kind of thing. When talking to a woman, it's all about bringing down, in my opinion, the divine feminine and trying to make it into masculine. And we see that all around, don't we? With Michael Obama and so on and so forth. But the other thing that they've been able to do, I think, with the calendar, and Claudio will explain a bit more about this in a moment. Marilyn Monroe, MN. Now, if you guys have watched our previous podcast, we've done a lot on the M. The M being the Masonic, and of course the 13th letter in the alphabet. Well, she died on August the 4th, and which MN's been in the news just lately? This one. And she was born on August the 4th, as was this thing, born on August the 4th. And I put born in parentheses for obvious reasons, but his birthday is allegedly August the 4th. The significance of August the 4th is that it's the 216th day of the year, and 216 is the product of 6 times 6 times 6, which is the beast system. Okay, mark of the beast is money, and Claudio will, when Claudio starts to explain to us how everything is all to do with this, you'll understand that the beast system is money. The mark of the beast is cash. Simply that. Oh, it be on your hand or in your forehead. Well, where's your forehead? Your forehead's your head. So you're either using it, you've either got it in your hand, or you're thinking about ways to make money. Okay, that is the mark of the beast. So then I took it a little bit further and checked out this creature's birthday, which we're told is April 21st. April the 21st is the 111th day of the year. There's your 111 again that we've spoken about before. And it leaves 254 days remaining in the year. Well, what's the significance of that, Nige? Well, the 254th day of the year, happens to be. So my contention is, guys, that by changing the calendar from a 13-month lunar calendar into a 12-month calendar, what they've been able to do is they've been able to carry out their various, let's call them ceremonies, shall we? I mean, a ritual and a ceremony is exactly the same thing. It's like fate and destiny. In Chinese, it's the same word. It's the same thing. Fate we associate with negativity, and destiny we associate with positivity. It's the same as ceremonies and rituals. The ceremony we associate with positivity, and negative we associate with rituals. Right, Claudio, I'm going to make you the host, my friend, so you can share the screen. Before you do, what have you got anything to comment on what I just showed everybody? You're muted, by the way, bro. You're muted.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what you say is yes to take away us and our feminine side, and because it's not just going for the feminine, it's the feminine in all of us. Get away from the materialistic side. The 6 is the materialistic side, right? So, I mean, I know people that their favorite number is 6. They're beautiful people, but they just money just keeps coming at them, even though they're beautiful and they're and they don't act that way and everything else. It's just money just keeps coming. So whatever they did in their past life, I guess, I don't know, it just happens. So we know money, and I've got enough experiences. I know that 6s imply that too. When you're thinking too much about material stuff, 6s will start showing up at you. You got to settle down. So the 13th, yeah, the M, and very important. That's the point in the middle. We'll talk more about that, and I'll show you briefly and spend as much time as you want on them. There's two 13s. There's the M and the N, and then when you take the Alpha and the Omega, right, which is the Aries and the Omega of the Libra, and you got your Mona. There's your Mona Lisa. And the Masons are the M, the S with the Mona. The Romans is the R with the Mona. Okay, the woman is the
I'll
W.
just jump in there, Claudio, and explain to people who are thinking, hang on, how can an M and an N be 13? M's the 13th letter if you begin at A, B, C, D, E. N would be the 13th letter if you reverse it. So you start with Z, X, Y, and so on.
Yeah. Seeing that we're on that topic, let me just pull it up. Let me just pull it up here real quick. Alrighty.
For those who don't know, I'll put the link to Claudio's channel in the description below. But Claudio is one of the best when it comes to, in my opinion, when it comes to astrology. And as we said before we started, there's a very famous quote by J.P. Morgan from 1927, I believe, in which he said, "Millionaires don't use astrology, right. Billionaires do."
Right. I can't find where I share. I'm typing on share. Oh, I got not in the options. Okay, I got it now. All right.
So the reference you made was the M and the N both being 13. Is that like we said from a gematria perspective?
I'm going to show you right now. Right now, brother. Can you guys see that screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the circle of 60. We'll talk more about that too. But if you take the golden ratio numbers and you go 0, 1, 0 plus 1 is 1. You keep adding the last two sequential numbers. They repeat 60 times around. It lays out the swastika, lays out the cross. Every 5th is a 5. You only get 12.
Okay.
So there's only, this tells me it's equal house, and there's 12 sections of the zodiac. I can jump into any one of these. I'm just trying to voice over because we could spend a lot of time just on this. When you wrap the 26 letters, when you wrap the 26 letters around, you get the M and the N in the middle. You get the Alpha, the Omega. You get the Wizard of Oz underneath. Okay. You get the G, the 7 colors of the rainbow. When you face towards the sun, you see the sun. When you face south, right? For us in this half, anyway. And then the north is down below. So there's so much in here that is absolutely incredible. There's so much in here. So this is the Mona. The Masons, S with the Mona.
Guys, can I just interrupt you? Sorry about this. Yeah. Just ignore this, people. I have a 40 minutes timeout on Zoom. So the meeting will end, and then we just come back in again, and it will reset for another 40 minutes. Okay.
Okay. So, I mean, like I said, G is the 7th color of the 7 colors of the rainbow. Okay. There's your G. The universe. This is where the domain of Horus is on the Dendera. Okay. Now, when you go across these numbers, when you go straight across, they all add up to 10 because it's 0 and 1.
Oh wow!
There's only one. There's no such thing. there's no such thing as a duality. If you study Ken Wheeler, physics and metaphysics, you'll know there's only, Mother Nature draws a line like this. There it gives you 3 dimensions. There's only 2 dimensions. There's space and counter space. So we can get into any of that, but again, so there's no duality in life. It's all one. We're all one. There's not 2 of us here. We don't own this body. We all have the same spirit. We all have the same soul. Okay, and it is beautiful that way. So this is the alpha beta. You can look at the F is totally across from the T. Those are the only 2 that are crossed. H, which represents the throne, the one that mother sits on to give births, and you see then the Dendra Zodiac as the 8th letter. That's infinity. Okay. So it's beautiful. And this circle is 60, just briefly going in here. This is where I show the 13th point in the middle, right? Every 5th is a 5. Music wraps around here as well. Do I have that here somewhere?
I just noticed that 12 disc iPods. Wow.
Disc.
Yeah.
Right, disc. Yeah. Right. So, sorry for clicking through that like that.
No, that's okay.
I wasn't making this as a presentation. Just there you go, all the diameters, right?
Yeah.
9 + 1 is 10. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So this even lies out to the 369 of Tesla. It lies out all the colors of numbers. And it's
well, I know that
across
at any angle, if you bisect a circle, the resulting angle always adds to 9. So you got three. You start with 360. 3 and 6 is 9. 180. 1 and 8 is 9. 90. 45. Yeah. 22.5. 11.25.
Right.
They all add up to 9 every single time.
And nobody's ever been able to do them when it ends up to 10. So
no.
a jazz player had a circle of the circle. They call it musical fifths. Okay. Mm-hmm. So all music. I played the accordion, man. I understand chord progression. It lies out the chord progressions when you put all the numbers, all the different, because you got 7 and 5, right? 7 colors, right?
Yeah.
7 colors of the sun, 7 colors rainbow, and then 5. Well, 5 is triple triangles, the pentagram, the pentastar.
Right.
So there's your 7 and 5 in music. So that's all, and we're getting bits and pieces from people, and we're going to pull that all together, because when people say use this frequency to heal somebody, we want to know it. It's got to fit on here. And he just found a 24 pattern that fits. It's crazy. So, because everything stems, there's all kinds of these patterns, but they stem from here. This is the root. Because if you come down here, look at the 369. That's the 18 degree that they built the Great Pyramids. All right.
Wow.
So this, and then when you throw this on top of the Dendra Zodiac, look at that. It lines up with their snake on the box. All right. So we know we got the Dendra in the right spot. You come over here. Okay, look at that. Oh, there's re-embodiment at Aries. And that's spring. Spring has sprung.
Harry was talking about this the other week about dismembering and remembering, as in to dismember a body and then remember. Wow.
Exactly. So there's only 12 zodiac signs, guys. It can only be that way.
The 13th one being the center, right?
The 13th is the hole in the middle. You get the Vesica Pisces in there. Absolutely. It fits with magnetism. It fits with everything. Right?
Wow.
I can go into great detail on these. I'm not going to. I just wanted to show you that. You're asking about the number 13. That's where it fits. It's the point in the middle. Look at the swastika, 1011 at the alpha, arise, the beginning, 9099 at the end.
There's no coincidence that the swastika has been found in every culture on this plane.
Right, and this proves it. This is where it comes from. This is the code. This is the universal code of everything in the walk path of life. 7077 at the top, 3033 down at the bottom. Well, of course, above you have the sun, below you have the pentastar, the light that moves that you can't see, that is all to do with Plato's divided line, in the theory of incommensurability that Ken teaches. The three golden triangles make the pentastar, and then you go 303369.
And then, of course, in World War II, they hijacked it and made it a negative symbol. The swastika.
I think it's yeah. Well, what happened was the swastika, people were sharing this meaning, Hitler, the politician, put it on his head to make all the people believe that he was leading them because, look, we got the swastika. No, we're enlightened. We're enlightened. We're illuminated, right? So just like the Freemasons were good people, the symbology in the Freemasons is beautiful. The thing is, if they haven't passed grade 1, there's no 32nd degree Mason. You have to believe in the pyramid, and you'd have to believe in the woman. You'd have to believe in the woman and not pixels, not money, to get past grade, to even make it to first grade.
I read quite a few.
Zero grade.
I read quite a few Masonic texts from allegedly the 1600s, and inherently everything appears that they were morally good. Then it appears that at some point they were hijacked, and the usual story. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people, they hear the word Mason and they just think, go away, garlic, vampire. But the core foundation appears to be sound. But then it looks like in the 1700s they were infiltrated by people that don't have everyone's best interest at heart.
So, Claudio, I got a question. Is the 13th sign, you say it's the very middle, it's that point in the middle, is that one called a fucus or not?
A fucus, if you know the story of a fucus is the guy that holds the Ouroboros. He splits apart the Ouroboros. He stops us from dying on the cross. And he steps on the scorpion. Okay? For all men that are listening right now, we're out of the Piscean age. It's the cat in a hat. We got to clean up. Okay? It's the 7 scorpions of Isis coming now. Your chakras are going to be cleansed. The scorpion down there has got to go to sleep now. Okay? He's stepping on the scorpion. He's pulling it apart. He's telling you something. Okay?
That midpoint also is the Vesica Pisces, right?
Yeah. That's where the matrix.
I drew that circle there because it makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Right, look, guys, we've got like a minute left. So what I'm going to suggest we do is we finish here, and then we'll go out. We'll come back in, and we'll do a part 2. Okay.
So
good.
Yep.
All right, guys. So it's only because of time. The Zoom that I use got a 40-minute time limit on it, and it's also easier for you guys watching. So we'll quit this one. We'll finish this one here, and we'll come right back and do part 2. Okay? Cheers.
Sounds good.